Good afternoon, everybody. Christian here. Today I do have a few words to share with you. I've had like multiple dreams over the past couple of weeks, and I haven't made a video regarding them individually. I've been kind of putting it off. I wanted to make sure whenever I brought you something that was really important and I had the whole element to give you. I'm not going to go into every single dream and give you all the details of every single dream because there's just been a lot of different dreams. I'll give you the gist. And this is only part of what the Lord's been giving me, so I'm going to share that with you, and then I'll probably come out next week and give you another element about another thing. So, a couple nights ago I had this dream, and I was in a house, my house, only it wasn't exactly my house, and I was on the porch with my son, and there might have been other people in the home as well, and I was looking out, and I was looking at the heavens, and I was looking at the skies. And I saw stuff moving and things happening and taking shape. And then I saw these storms show up, these tornadoes. And I was pointing them out to my son. And I knew that these were fulfillments of prophetic words the Lord had already spoken to me about, things that He already told me was going to happen. And I've told you guys, and now they're coming about, they're happening. And so we start to go into the house. And I'm not afraid of these tornadoes because I know that I'm being led by the Holy Spirit, and I'm okay. And as we're coming inside, I turn and look back outside, and I see that an angel, a large angel, has descended and landed in my front yard, or in the front yard of this home that was my home in the dream. And I can see the angel is very big, but I can only see a portion of the angel and then down. So his upper body and face and head I can't see, just the rest of him. And I can see that he has his sword drawn, and he's very, very shiny, kind of a gold color, or that's the best way I could describe it. And as he's descended there, he starts to walk in the direction that he is sent. So he's landed to go accomplish some task, and he's now going to do that. And I'm not afraid of his presence, like his sword's drawn, and what if he comes after me? Nothing like that. I know that I'm in the right place with the Lord, and so I'm not concerned like that. However, this is one dream, and it tells about the storms that are still yet to come, and it also speaks of an angel being sent to go do a task, and also my son is there, so I'm able to see that the words that God is speaking to me are coming to pass. I'm seeing it happen. I'm also able to point it out to other people in this dream. I've also seen other dreams where this is an element that's consistent. The Lord is showing you, or the Lord's telling me to tell you that the words He's spoken to you are going to be coming to pass, many of them, and some of them already have begun, but now you're going to see more. And other people are going to take note and see it as well. But there's also an element about this. There's obviously a damage coming, right? There's the angel with the sword that's drawn. He's there. He's sent to do a task that's going to require a sword. You have the storms, they're going to do damage when they're there as well. But they're not doing damage to you. The angel's not sent to do damage to you either. So what is happening? The answer is in another dream the Lord gave me. And this dream, I won't go into all the details, but basically what I saw in this other dream was, again, I was with my son, and we were driving down the road, and I was talking to him about various different routes that you could take and get to various different locations, including New York and things like that. And just kind of educating my son as we're spending time together, right? And as we're going through, I see various different buildings that are shuttered, or in a very difficult economic time. And I'm speaking to my son about these businesses, the various different business types that they have, and what they're going to have to do now that they're in this situation or that situation. Just kind of educating him about finance and economics as we're going through this. So what you can glean in that part of the dream is that this has an element the Lord is showing you about an economic destruction that it's already hit the land. As I'm driving through it, this has already happened, and I'm seeing it, and I'm explaining it to him. Then I pass by a person I know, their home, and I know this person, but I don't spend time with this person in real life because this person teaches things that are not true. And this person, I see their foundation of their home in this dream, and the foundation has foundational stones, very long, rectangular, and they're spaced. And there's one, and then a blank space, and then a blank space all around it, and then another one. So they're not touching end to end. They're not as foundation stones should be, stacked properly, so forth and so on. And in fact, the foundation stone that they do have, it's worn away. It's weathered really, really bad, and it's just not been taken care of over the years. In another element of the dream, I see certain members of my family who I also do not spend time with, and in real life, and they have just experienced a white tornado. I don't see the tornado, I just know it. I have that knowledge in the dream that a white tornado has just come by their place, and the place that they were seated at was like a coffee house, restaurant kind of a thing, and they were in this upstairs section, and the property suffered damage, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And they're telling me about how the tornado had come so close that it started to pull the banister, the railing of the steps off of it, the steps, and they were concerned. And I knew in this dream this was their warning, that God had sent this not to destroy them, but to warn them that they have been false. So what the Lord was telling me in this dream, also, it's not the whole dream, there's more of it. I'm going to give you some more. After I saw that, I went back the way I had come, and before that, I start to go and investigate and see what kind of damage has been done to this property. And as I step on one of the wooden beams that are left and revealed, it's like a portion of the roof had been removed, and there's this structure, wooden structure underneath it. And I went to step on the beam so as to, secure my footing so I could then move up and look and see what kind of damage has been done. But as soon as I touch the wood, it gives way, like it's just rotted, and I immediately pull my foot off of it, and then give up on that idea and start going back the way I came. And when I go back the way I came, I see again the individual who is the false teacher, and their property has certain homes, has a home and other buildings there, and the other buildings have been moved, and the home has been altered. The foundation has now changed. They have multiple layers now of this foundational stone, but again there's space between the layers, and there's just blank space, like empty space, right? It doesn't make any sense that these would not hold in the real world. If you were to try to do that, they would simply collapse. But in this dream, I see them spaced out, and I see that they have now inserted wood to kind of fill the gaps. They see that there's been some problems with their previous foundation, so they're making some adjustments, only it's still completely flawed. In this dream, when I wake up, the point of this dream is that the Lord is showing me, He's telling me that there is yet more storm to come, multiple, but there's one particular that's coming, and it's being sent against those who have spoken falsely about you, and those false teachers that are out there trying to pass themselves off as speaking the truth. The Lord is sending this storm after them as a warning, a rebuke. Think of Job and his friends after they parted ways, and some time had passed, and the Lord went back and spoke to Job's friends and said, what you've said about me was not as true, you didn't speak truth like my servant Job did. This is one of those situations. And I noticed in the dream, when those individuals were speaking to me about the storm, I knew immediately that storm was their warning. And I don't know that they knew that. They didn't speak about that. It did not appear to me that they perceived that, at least not in that moment. I mean, they had just had a storm come by. But the Lord was speaking to me that that's what this is. So you're going to not suffer damage from this storm, but you will hear the tale of the storm, and you will know when you hear it, that was their warning.